My name is David Henderson. I'm one of the producers of Letters in a Time of War, and the portrait behind me is of my grandfather, Peter Gilcrhist, who was a Canadian bomber pilot during the Second World War with the Royal Canadian Air Force. In July 1941, the Wellington bomber that he piloted was shot down during a daylight raid on the German battlecruiser Gneisenau, which was in Brest harbor in France. He parachuted to safety and with the help of the French resistance, eventually made his way to Geneva and then to the UK about a year later. After a few days of evading capture by the Germans after he was shot down in France, my grandfather came to the home of a Mr. and Mrs. Faucon, who housed him for the night. He arrived there very dirty and with several days of growth of beard, and a small bottle of cognac in his pocket, which he later left behind for Mr. Faucon as a gesture of gratitude. My grandfather received this letter from Mr. Faucon many decades later. 19th of April, 1977, Morlaix, France. Monsieur Gilchrist, it is with great joy that we have received news from you. Immediately after the war, I wrote to the RAF inquiring as to what had become of you, but received no reply. Although we were avidly hoping to find more of the Allies, we did not know a word of English, and you, not a word of French. What a night. I remembered you liked tea very much. We will remember you for the rest of our lives and the evening we spent together, not understanding one another. We combed through our acquaintances here in France who spoke English. We knew a few, but none discreet enough, so we decided not to take the chance. The next morning, when you came down dressed in your uniform, we had quite a shock. How would we hide you? There was the raincoat, but it was too short. Still, we left, despite the columns of German troops, for some kilometers. My aim was to get you away as soon as possible from the German search zone. I don't know if you've forgotten, but you had in one of your pockets a bottle of cognac that I still have in my cellar. If cognac ages well, it should be very good. After finally getting in touch with you, which fills me with joy, I hope one day we can talk about it all over again, face to face, and to finally drink from that bottle of cognac you left for me so many years ago. My wife, who was very frightened to see me take risks during the war, joins me in sending you our sincere friendship. R. Faucon. In another letter sent to my grandfather from a neighbor of Mr. Faucon, I found this paragraph. Monsieur Faucon never joined one of the regular resistance outfits, although he helped when he could. It is clear to me, however, that helping you must have represented his finest hour during the war. Hearing from you, one way or another, would clearly mean a great deal to him, if the untouched bottle of cognac is any indication. Unfortunately, I do not believe that my grandfather ever did meet the Faucons again, and Peter Gilchrist passed away in 1990 at the age of 80. He had received the Distinguished Flying Cross for his efforts to the Allied cause.